Hello everybody. Today we are going to discuss some other varieties of advertisement. So here let's begin with the lost found variety of advertisement. So here the title for lost found variety, it can be either lost or found. If you have lost something, then it should be lost, and if you have found something, then it should be found. The particulars are, you should mention the size of the thing that you have lost. It's not it's a must, it's not a must, but depends on the thing that you have lost. Shape can be mentioned, color should be mentioned, location where you lost the thing, what was the day, what was the date, what was the time. An approximate idea about day, date and time can be given. Other details, if you feel anything else to be included in the advertisement, or if anything is given in the question, that must be written or included. If you have lost something, then you must write about the reward. For example, a suitable reward is promised, or any such line or any such thing about reward can be mentioned. And if you have found something, it should be if you have found something, it should be about the honor. Sorry. In case of, and what can be written about the honor? You can mention, or you can say, the real honor should contact with valid proof of ownership. So this can be included if you have found something in the last. And of course, finally, contact must be given. So in contact, name, address, phone number are to be included. Now let's see an example of this. How to draft a complete advertisement on lost or found. This will be the title. If you have lost, then lost, and if you have found, then found. And you will begin it like lost a red colored bag containing some important documents on Wednesday, seventh December, somewhere between Keshavpura Circle and Talwandi Circle. So you can see we have mentioned the color, what was the thing lost, bag, contains some important documents, the day, the date and the place as well, somewhere between Keshavpura Circle and Talwandi Circle. Now you can also include the day, the time here, but it's not necessary, can be if you don't remember the exact time, and moreover it's not generally given in the question that what time it was, so it's up to you that whether you mention the time or not. And the finder is requested to submit the same. So this line should be included in the end, that whoever has found that thing should submit or deliver the thing. Now how to complete it? To submit the same at the address mentioned below, a suitable reward is promised. So here we have mentioned about the reward as well, that one can expect a suitable reward. Of course, don't mention what you are going to give or what you have thought of. It may be like it can be, say, adjusted or settled just on a tea as well. So don't disclose what you are going to offer, right? Just say, I said it on a lighter side, but yes, you can mention this thing. And contact now here, as you have already mentioned that address mentioned below, so here it becomes necessary, it becomes compulsory for you to mention the address. So name, address as per the question should be mentioned. Now in found, the title will be found, all the details may be the same, except the last two lines where we'll mention about the real owner, that the real owner should contact with valid proof of identity. So that line is to be included in found. Rest will be almost the same. Now there is one more variety that we'll discuss along with this. And that is job vacancy. Now, in job vacancy, the title can be situation vacant. It can also be wanted or required. Any of these titles can be used. The particulars now, what are the particulars here? You should mention about the job, that what is the job profile, should mention about the number of vacancy. You should also mention about eligibility. So eligibility will include the qualification and experience. We should mention about salary. We should mention about CV, interview. So all these things must be included. And of course, contact. So all these things are a part of job vacancy type of advertisement. Now let's see an example of this. So this can be the title, situation vacant. And see, there can be different varieties here as well. The appointment can be against the leave vacancy, or it can be a permanent appointment, or it can be something else. Now, if it is an appointment or a job against leave vacancy, then how should we draft? Let's see. Kendriya Vidyalaya number 2, Station Road, Pali. Now here we have given the address in the first line itself. Requires PGTs, physics and English one each against the leave vacancy of 60 days. So against leave vacancy means the permanent teacher has gone on leave and they require a teacher for that particular period, for that certain period. So here we have written against the leave vacancy of 60 days. It means the permanent teacher has gone on a leave of 60 days and they require a new teacher for that period of 60 days. So the vacancy is for the post of PGT. The subjects are physics and English, and we require one teacher for both physics and English. It's for Kendriya Vidyalaya. Now the other details are, so here we can mention about other details. For example, qualification, or you can also mention eligibility. So qualification, post graduation, plus B.Ed. Then we should mention about the salary. So we can say 40,000 per month, and that too consolidated. So consolidated means that will be the gross salary. No other emoluments or no other incentives will be there apart from the salary. That will be the net, that will be the complete salary. And we can also mention about CV and interview. So how to write that, how to include that. Drop your CV or visit in person drop your CV or visit in person at our office. We can mention about the timings. Nine AM to 1 PM, and the box should be closed. So this is how we can draft an advertisement, especially against job vacancy. Especially against leave vacancy. That if the teacher has gone on a leave, then how to draft that kind of advertisement. Now, it's not necessary that that you may have a question always on say against leave vacancy. It may be something else as well. In that case, the details won't differ much, but still, let's see an example of that. Now suppose a company requires, now it's a pharmaceutical company, and that pharmaceutical company requires medical representatives, zonal managers or area managers. So in that case, how will we draft such an advertisement? So the title will be the same, situation vacant. And with a brief introduction of the company, we can begin that what is this about, or what are the requirements. So let's see. An MNC dealing in pharma products an MNC dealing in pharma products requires young, dynamic, professionals for its expansion plan in Rajasthan. The details are as follows. So, we have just given an introduction of the company and what they need, that they require young, dynamic professionals for its expansion plan in Rajasthan. Now it's up to you that you begin it like an MNC dealing in this or whatever is given in the question. So that way you can just arrange the language in a line or two, and then the details are, so here this can be in tabular format. So how to draw the tables? First you can mention the post, then you can write about number of vacancy. You can mention eligibility. So below the post, whatever is the post, so as I earlier said that the company requires zonal managers, area managers, so that medical representatives, then that number of vacancies, that how many zonal managers are required or how many medical representatives are required, so the number of vacancy, and after that eligibility, like what qualification do you expect from a zonal manager, what qualification or eligibility do you expect from a medical representative, so that should be mentioned. Let's see how. Say first we write zonal manager, number of vacancy 1, eligibility M Pharma. You can also mention the experience required, then medical representatives, number of vacancies 3, eligibility required B Pharma, or along with this experience. Now when this is over, you can mention about the CV, salary, interview. So for salary, we can say best in the industry, or there are different ways to express, will commensurate with eligibility, no bar for the right candidate. So these type of lines can be used. And after this, you mention about the CV, apply within 7 days to HR Manish at the rate cfc.ac.in. And finally, the closure of the box. So this is the way we mention the things, this is the way we draft an advertisement for job vacancy. So far we have discussed almost all the varieties which are generally asked in CBSE examination. We have discussed matrimonial, we have discussed sale purchase, we have discussed accommodation, we have discussed educational, we have discussed lost found, and we have discussed job vacancy. So these variety or these types of advertisements have often been asked in CBSE examination, and of course I do hope that it will be beneficial to you as well. So thank you very much for watching the video.